What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages? We are here, Spotlight, episode technically 4, but we're just gonna say 3 for sake of numbers. Everybody likes consistent numbers. Um,
I mean, that's arguable, but sure. We'll say that.
or we could just go like 2, 4, 6, 8. Like
Hot take.
nobody
Who do
likes
we
odd numbers, right?
appreciate? J Dog. Whoa,
Yeah.
hold on. Don't don't poop on my prime numbers.
Anyway,
I think Prem is pretty solid
today
personally.
Yeah,
So we're gonna call this episode 3. The last one kind of fell through.
for now.
I can't say I didn't see it coming, but episode
Well, we're gonna
3.
keep trying. We're gonna try again. It's fine. Because I'm still excited. Episode 3 was gonna be talking to a lovely couple that hosts a LARP in SoCal. So hopefully we will still have the chance to talk to them. But otherwise, you guys know J Dog. Justin, say hi. You already said hi. You know me. I'm Bees. Who you don't know, we have is Lou. Lou, say hi.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I kind of jumped the gun. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I definitely found Lou on the side of the road. And I really liked their art. I'm kidding.
I was in a cardboard box all alone in the rain.
Adopt Me was on the front,
Yeah.
and the font was just so beautiful. I'm kidding. Um, so Lou, why don't you take a second and introduce yourself?
Okay. I'm bad at these. I'm Lou. There's they them pronouns. I recently got out of art school.
That's
I
such a good.
do art. I survived. I made it. I do art for video games, concept art, but also, production art is cool too. I also play video games
You
as
do.
well as I do
That's
Definitely have to
quite
get into that.
terminally.
yeah. I mean, we've never interviewed a single person who's ever played any video games ever. So
Never. This is the
We're
first,
actually an endangered species.
right? Yeah.
actually.
Um, how long have you been making art and been I mean, I'm just gonna say, how long have you been making art and how long have you been in the industry?
So making art, I mean, not to be like a cliche, but like, since I
Maybe.
was a wee one, since I was able to pick up a pencil, as many would say. Um,
It's cute.
but technically I got into the industry in like junior year of college with my programming professor just because I was it junior year? I don't know. But I kind of decided I wanted to do games during college, like officially, because concept art always piqued my interest, but taking programming classes, and kind of working in Engine and seeing my sprites in a game and being played definitely made me realize that that was where I needed to go.
Right.
So since then, I've just been working on indie stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very
We
cool.
like
Do you
our
guys want to
indie
know what made
community.
me? Mm, you know what made me do concept art?
Yeah. What was
Avatar
like
with the blue people.
yeah, okay. So what was about like the Navi that was like, yes.
Literally, the world building. It was such good creature design. It was
Don't
so
lie
good.
to
It
me, it was
still
Sigourney
is. I
Weaver.
went to see The Way of Water. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Um I have not yet seen
Yeah.
I have not yet seen Way of Water, so no spoilers, but I did really enjoy the
Mm.
first one. Something that I really like about movies that involve people that aren't real um are fake languages. No, seriously. So like, and I'm not gonna get on off this or on this tangent for too long, I promise. But like Game of Thrones with Dothraki and
Yes.
all of their other languages, and Navi, and even gosh,
Like
wasn't that
Elvish in Lord of the
Elvish?
Rings.
But even so, Princess and the Frog, the language that Naveen speaks is not a real language.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
At least that's what the research tells me. If I'm wrong, someone put it in the comments. Please don't get mad at me. Okay, but like,
That-
because when you put on the subtitles, it just says foreign language.
Foreign language.
Foreign
And
Technically,
language.
yes.
I mean, but normally it would either display the foreign language or display the translation, and it doesn't say anything. There's no translation.
Right. Oh, that's true.
Okay, so tell me so the world building, how, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you saw the first Avatar movie?
So it came out in 2009, so I was either 7 or 8. I loved those stupid monsters. Those aliens were really good. It made me like I remember going online and seeing like a creature design like online course, and it was just like here's some drawing exercises for designing creatures, and I was so obsessed with it.
Do you think it helped?
Now I don't even do creature design. Huh?
Well, I mean, arguably, people are creatures.
I think people are creatures. I still like doing it, but I like people more now. But I was obsessed with those aliens.
That's okay. We'll leave the aliens to Sarah over at Astrofauna. Um, you would get a kick out of her. I'm super excited. Her Kickstarter is getting shipped out soon. Ugh! Okay. But there's like a huge hurricane over in Florida, so all y'all on the East Coast, please don't die.
Oh
Um,
god. It's coming to us eventually.
yeah, well, J Dog and I are gonna sit over here on the East Coast, like, nope, nope.
That
So
that hurricane didn't even touch Arizona last year. The one that went
we,
through LA or whatever.
yeah,
I was
Oh.
surprised about that.
we got rain, in San Francisco Bay Area. Anyway,
How quaint.
how come we got rain? Uh, so did you do a lot of um creature design initially, and then you were like, nah, not for me?
I did, and I was really into Sonic the Hedgehog. So the extent of my character design was making Sonic the Hedgehog OCs,
You know what? We all
which
start
was kind of
somewhere.
a combination. Yeah.
That's actually funny. If you go to let's see, who is it? If you go to the designer showcase in the Discord,
Mm.
go under Dranzer, I think is how he pronounces his name. He's got a couple
Sonic.
Sonic inspired
Yeah.
ones.
Oh my
If you want to peruse
And
that.
and Lou, I want to tell you that you're not alone.
so
When I went to
fun.
Expression, my dorm mate, like, I believe they're he him now, but I'm gonna go with they them because
Mm,
I don't keep in touch with them. But I know that they went through a
mm,
transition. Um,
beautiful.
but I know that they were very into Sonic, and Sonic was also what got them into graphic design, level design,
Yeah.
font design. So like, you're not alone. It seems to be.
Sonic's like a good starting point.
Well, I think it
It's
does.
like
It has
good
to do with
design.
it's good design, and the color palette is all over the place, but in the best way. Everything goes
Yes.
together, and you don't have to try.
Yes. I had a
You want
Bob
blue?
character.
Give you blue. You want brown? Give you
Yes.
brown.
It
So
So do
was
you
beautiful.
more enjoy character design or like world building?
Definitely characters, but I like to I just do world building in my head. I'm not huge on environments, so I just like to think about the worlds that the characters live in cuz it's more fun for me, and also it just genuinely helps me make them even if the world is just like the 90s or like Victorian era England. Like it doesn't always have to be fantasy. Like I just like to I'm a researcher guy. I like to read. I'm a little bit of a goober, and it like
no,
Hey,
translates into my process.
I mean, if
I
you fit
love
into the
lore.
90s, you pretty much fit in anywhere,
Right?
Right.
right?
It's
Alien
true.
desolated a world that never stops raining.
That's reality.
90s
But no,
90s kid would fit in.
but I'm a big lore person too. I love finding out more about my characters, and I think it's also
Love
really
lore.
important. Coming from a little bit of the theater background, like when you're making a LARP character, what makes them interesting is people are going to ask questions about your background, and if you don't know what they are, you just have a name and a costume.
Right, right.
So I really
That's why
like
I
that that's
like
something that you
tabletop so
do.
much.
It'd be
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
bad. I'd be the person to be like, so what do you think my background is?
They're like, "Are you a thief?" And you're like, "Yeah, definitely."
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, man. That sounds right.
What what else do you infer from my costume? Please. I'm not taking
And
notes or
my
anything.
personality. Did you ever, Lou? Did you ever run into any issues when it was coming to? Oh my goodness, dog. Sorry. Did you ever run into issues when you were first kind of navigating? I mean, art really in general. So once you realized you're like, oh man, seeing my sprites in this art was really important and really special to me. Um, from there, do you feel like you're like, yes, I got it, and jumped right into the bandwagon, or do you feel like you're like not sure how to navigate that jump,
I think in terms of like getting into like the industry and getting like a job.
or even just making like the kind of gear change from programming to
Oh,
art, like?
yeah. I think I always was like I always preferred like art over the programming. I think for me what it was making the jump from concept and like designing the
Mhm.
sprites to actually making the production art. um because I I majored in illustration and my minor was in game art. So, like I'm not unfamiliar with making like a nice finished refined piece, but like production, I just prefer concepting. So production is something I always have to like get into a different headspace about and kind of think about like how big it'll be in game and you do not need this much detail, you crazy person, and things like that in concept I can just kind of hand wave and be like, oh, it's fine because it'll get cleaned up in production. And then sometimes I'm the production guy and you know
That's a problem for future Lou.
yeah, exactly.
So
So it
you
sounds
don't
like,
deal with
sorry.
like animation and stuff, do you?
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no. Oh no.
The the fear that
Oh
just
no.
happened.
I couldn't. I don't have like the wear. I like roughing actually. I won't lie. I've had
Yeah.
some fun. I had an internship before my senior year, and I got to do some rough animations for like a combo attack for our like player character, and that was fun. But I would want to stop at roughing. I would not want to go in and clean up, do the actual like tedious part. Like I'm the ideas guy.
Yeah. Definitely
Why do
not
you think
the
you like it?
most fun process.
Why do you think you like
Boarding is
being?
cool.
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean, and I did a lot of storyboarding and expression, and I feel like that's the only thing that has really stuck with my brain is like, have you storyboarded that idea yet? Have you done that
right.
yet? Have you made 800 sticky notes? Um,
Have you
does it
covered an
make
entire
sense?
wall yet?
A little flip book.
Seriously. Oh God, no. Oh God, trauma. So you found it pretty quickly. That's that's definitely unique. That you were just like, yep,
I
I
think I
gotta
make
just
it
do it.
sound quicker because I did spend the first I did spend the first couple of years like I could do comics because I knew I liked concept art and I liked comics. And I took a comic class in sophomore year, and granted that year was the year we were all home, so I already was not in a good spot. I was not in like my prime working, but
Oh,
I learned that year I did
brutal.
not want to do comics. I just like reading them.
Did you have to read understanding comic is what the heck is
Yeah,
that
I have
novel?
it.
Understanding comics,
I
right?
have it.
And it's the dude and it's a comic and he like breaks the fourth
Hmm.
wall the entire time. Yep.
It's a good book.
My
It's
God.
good.
It's good,
It's good.
but
But I don't think
yep.
I want to do it for a life, like as a
Yeah,
living.
I
Doing
totally
stuff
get
on
it.
the one thing, I just don't know. I could not enter that industry.
I think and like right now with like the boom of Marvel that happened,
Oh,
like how do you Avengers Endgame? Okay, now what?
yeah. I know, and like you hear
Yeah.
about stuff like the Hawkeye intro and like how David Aja like barely got any like credit, even though like all the iconography is like stuff from
His.
like the run that he worked on that like he popularized. Like, I can't.
Ugh.
Can't.
What? So, okay. So speaking of that, I'm gonna kind of
Hmm.
segue. I'm gonna push a hot button real
Oh,
early in this conversation.
here we
So
are.
here we are. Um. So I know that it wasn't what I'm about to talk about, but I'm segueing the cringe factor into
Oh god.
you're in the industry. You both do you freelance or are you just contracted right now?
I should be freelancing. I should
You
be,
should
but I'm
should
not.
be.
Okay, we'll just call that a no. But
I've
in the
been having quite a
meantime,
summer, but I should be freelancing.
that's okay. We should be doing a lot of things. I should be buying lotto tickets. It's kind of
Exactly
irrelevant,
right.
right? I'm just expecting to win. Um.
You will.
Oh, thanks. Um. So the segue here is
Mhm.
before you start freelancing, are you worried about what this whole uptick in artificial intelligence and AI art? Are you worried that
Boy, am I.
yeah, that the industry is at this I'm going to call it a demon crossroads cuz
Demon.
someone buried a box.
You know, at the end of the day, when it comes to AI art, I think of it as the difference between like 1080 HD and Ultra HD. Not everybody's going to be able to tell the difference,
Mm,
but most people are going to be able to tell the fucking difference.
yes. Yeah, I think so.
We hope
I
so.
think, yeah. From a freelancing standpoint, I feel like it's more concerning to me for freelancing than it is for work, but like
Right.
then again, lest we forget Wizards of the Coast taking a concept artist's work and just retouching it, quote unquote, without their permission. Uh,
That
um,
yeah.
Can't say I'm
perhaps
surprised.
work it is also going to be a problem, but like it's so they like I swear to God they have like scheduled like shitty things that they have to do every quarter, like, and this time it was AI.
Ah, well, I mean, and AI is I
Um,
feel like it's been sneaking in more and more. I see it absolutely everywhere. I mean, gosh, there was
ridiculous.
there was a movie trailer that was done all artificially, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh god,
Oh, I saw that one and it
it
looked
was a
The
terrible. It looked like
the one
shit.
yeah, the one that sounded
The
monotonous as fuck.
1920s one.
yeah, was it a Marvel
Yeah.
company?
Yeah, and people like to do like those like, oh haha, Wes Anderson doing an X-Men movie or whatever, and it's just so plain. It's just like just the dumbest, most like hollow attempt at recreating his like style and work. It's just it makes me so mad. It's fine. And I another thing I think about AI is that like people like get sometimes like on our side get mad at the wrong kinds of AI. Like, no, no, no. I think what they were working on with Spider Verse to like have the lines on the face every frame is cool because it was just being purely used as a tool. But like, oh my god.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
So I remember watching in like a behind the scenes clip or something, like when they were I think it was across the Spider Verse, I want to say, but it was one of them where you know how like the characters have like kind of like line art on their faces,
Yeah,
despite being 3D.
yeah.
Um, they basically had their artists like trace where those lines would be on the character's face, and then they were using like a machine learning software to kind of replicate those lines across the frames, and then the artist would go in and kind of tweak where those lines were to make sure that they lined up right. And like to me, that's like emblematic of how AI can be really beneficial to artists
Yeah,
and the complete antithesis of what's trying to like quote unquote replace us.
it's true because at
Vastly
what
different.
point
And I think when we get mad at everything, it like delegitimizes what is actually,
Working.
the problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
at what point does it stop just populating the next couple of frames and copying pasting that line work for us in the appropriate areas and just polish it too? You know,
hmm
where's that line stop? And you
And
know,
in the game industry, I feel like there's a lot of that, like, line blurring, and I think it's fine. Like, I get if, like, oh, we wanna just upscale these, like, 10,000 million bajillion textures, like, using, like, a simple software. That's fine, whatever. I don't care, but, like, when you're actively, like, replacing people, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
and
And
that's
I
the
by I don't know, I
whole.
mean, I think it sucks.
yeah, and I mean it was a big thing that Sarah had to battle with because the style of art
Mm.
that she draws and produces is something that with the right prompt and an AI in you know, I don't know which AI it would be, but you know, you could get close to some of her creations that
Oh.
she thinks of out of her own brain and draws them with her own hands, you know. And so that's where she was like, she had like the no AI art on her symbol on all over her Kickstarter, and I felt really bad because I've seen the evolution of her art, you know, that we did a whole podcast on it, and it just watching her evolve, and then be faced with it was closer to home. I know someone who's affected
Right.
by these AI you know, imitators. And
I
and
do
she was
think
just
Mhm.
of
like,
Jacob from time to time.
"Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
Where is Jacob today?
we're Jacob Lentz."
No, the fucking.
Oh.
What was it? It was like a. Um. God, what do we make her draw? It was like a.
Oh, oh, the sheet
Yeah.
it was so while Sarah was in podcast with us, it was our first podcast, so it took 2 hours, and promise I won't do that here.
Yikes.
Yeah, pause for dramatic effect. Yikes. She drew a Jacob's sheep and a jumping spider hybrid, and it was
Oh.
like from nothing. And just watching her 3D sculpt this while we were just chatting away, there's no AI art that can do that. There's no,
No,
there's just not.
absolutely not. I
Um,
remember, I hate being a World of Darkness fan because I'm pretty sure, and, like, this is me being a crazy person on Twitter, like, I'm not unconvinced that, like, the recent player handbook for Vampire the Masquerade was not using AI
oh,
for some of their illustrations in there because you can tell from one of them. I was showing it to my, like, techier, like, D&D friends who, like, aren't as familiar with art, but they were like, "There's no way a person did this."
oh, don't tell me that.
I
I could see
know.
that.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not even
I could
shocked
see
at
it.
this point. I can't.
Well,
Right.
I want to be shocked about some good stuff. So
Yes.
you said that you're not freelance. Tell me then what you're doing. What are you working on right now?
Oh.
Ooh, you're
Well,
like you're like
I'm working on 2
crud.
games right
I
now.
was unprepared.
Acting like I didn't know this was coming.
Right?
Um, I'm working on, 2 games right now. I can tell you about one that's, like, way further in development. It is called Deeper, and I'm working on it with Quadratron Games. I don't know if I should be using, like, our smaller team name, but I'm just gonna say Quadratron. Um, it's
Don't
basically
get in
a, like,
trouble.
top-down I don't know. I don't know what I can say. It's like a top-down dungeon delver, think what the frig is it called? Like, Atomic Throne? Nuclear Throne? It's
Vaguely
top-down.
familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds vaguely
Twin
familiar.
stick shooter adjacent.
Ooh,
Okay.
Very arcadey.
What kind of
Not in
art?
visuals.
you
The
I'm
had
art?
me
guessing
at twin stick.
Yeah. So the art, I'm doing it. Um,
it. That doesn't tell me what kind of art you're drawing in it, unless it's your style, which
it's, like, not quite my style actually, which it's funny
really?
because I was, yeah, no, the characters are kind of chibi a little bit. Like, where you're playing as a cute little kobold, um, that's using, like, cobbled together, like, crappy weapons and, like, going deeper into this, like, tower dungeon cave thing.
You did the thing. You said
Yeah.
you used the name of the.
You're going deeper. I love it. I really love it. So I like to, whenever I get to describe it, I always have to use the word.
I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme here, so don't worry about it.
It's so
How long
fun.
have you been working on Deeper?
So I have a fun story about that. Last fall, I took my programming class a second time because I needed credits for my minor, and the class that I was supposed to be taking for it wasn't available anymore. And I was like, hey, what can I do about this? And they were like, you could take programming again for credits. And I was like, okay.
You're like,
so I took it.
okay.
It was kind of a breeze because I already knew all of it. So I was able to kind of work on like my final ahead of time to have more like prep time for it. Because the final for that is like you're making a little game and doing all the art for it and implementing it, and it should be playable. So my final was like, yeah, you play like a like Dr. Yeah.
I wish I could have done that. Here, you only need a few credits left. Here, take a class that you already took.
I was so shocked, but I was like, okay.
You mean I don't have to sit for 2 hours in a fucking biology lesson that I don't care about? Bet.
Me and math.
Because I really was like, what the hell do you want me to take then? So I made my pitch for my final, and my professor was the same as last semester, so he already knew me. And after I finished pitching like my game, which was like a little platformer, simple, like hit enemies and get items, and oh, you finished a level, congrats. But I did all the art for it, and I had like a pitch planned. I had like some concept stuff, and after my presentation, my professor was like, "Oh, can I talk to you after class?" And I was like, "Okay." I couldn't imagine what negative thing it could have been for, but I was like, "All right, okay." So I talked to him, and he asks if I want to have an internship. So was that the internship? Okay, so this was 2 falls ago, or maybe 2 springs ago, some shit like that. I don't know. I don't know time.
I'm sorry that I'm surprising you with these questions, and you definitely didn't have any time to think about this beforehand.
The word even okay. Even if I like diligently prepped, because okay.
I know.
That was how I got my internship. And then last fall, I was asked if I wanted to be brought on to Deeper, because it was already very far into production, development wise, but it didn't have a lot of art. So I was getting brought in as the artist, but that was also my thesis kicking in because it was senior year, as it were. So I was like, listen, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do anything until after my thesis, which is like early spring. Sorry, but yeah, I'll do it. So I've been working on it since like I'll say spring, and still trucking. I used it for a couple assignments at the end of the year, just because they were like portfolio builders, and my professor really liked the style I worked in because it was very different from what I usually do. These were these little chibis, and I'm usually doing like these like sickly like gothic creatures and like guys. My thesis was like, you're playing a vampire and you're hunting ghosts in like Victorian England. Like it was so different. My professor was so delighted by it. And this cute little kobold.
Well, hello.
Yeah. It was fun.
Well, good. And so that was the beginning of Quadratron? The working with Quadratron, or okay.
The beginning of my production art era, because after I get to the concepts, I also had to, work on making the sprites. I may be doing some animating too, but I'm getting an all around experience here because I was also doing like tile maps for the floors and stuff.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Tile maps.
Tile maps.
Well, awesome. And so where is Deeper now? What stage of production is it in?
We're pretty late production. I think our goal is probably like end of year, but I don't want to say that because like I don't know.
Jinx it.
I'm just the art guy who I'm just the art guy and like the rest of them are actually developing the game. We also have a UI guy, but he's mostly through like I think I don't want to give a date because I don't know. But it's pretty far in. Like we have character sprites in the game engine. We have weapons. I'm kind of doing like the smaller stuff now and like just like the more tertiary crap at this point. Prop design was fun. Got to design chests. They had like dragon scales on them.
You seem very well. At some point, I'll have to see some of this too. So
Absolutely.
At some
if
point.
someone, I know we'll talk about it at the end too, and we'll plug socials. But if someone wanted to find out more about Deeper, how do we find out more about
We
the
have
game?
not started our marketing just yet.
Okay, so
So that will be soonish, I think. I know we have someone planning on that.
so this is one of those things
Yeah.
where I get to bug you in 6 months, and you get to come back on the show. Awesome, woohoo!
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you do.
Setting things up for the future.
Foreshadowing. I mean,
Sequel bait.
what else are you working on? So I know that you are hard at work on or with Quadratron, but what
Mhm.
else goes on
Oh,
in your
boy.
life that prevents me or prevents you, excuse me, from freelancing? I'm kidding, but like, what else are you working on?
No, but you're like low key not wrong.
Look at me out there stabbing the stabs, poking the bear.
Not wrong, but in the best way possible. I'm working on a project that is unnamed. A quite unnamed project in
Like,
general,
unnamed, we not announced things.
not announced.
No, it's too
Not
spooky.
announced.
Not
Named
public.
behind closed doors.
We like secrets.
I'm like
Legally, of course.
twirling my metaphor. Yeah. Twirling my metaphorical mustache right now.
Good, because I was doing the finger taps, so together we make one
Stop.
maniacal bastard.
This is so
Okay.
bad because I'm trying. I know what I'm allowed to say, and I'm trying to like see how I can worm my way into it. It's like an
Yeah.
ensemble cast type game, and I was head of one character's development,
Oh yeah.
whom I really enjoyed, and I think you enjoy as well.
Well, and so that's how you and I met, right? Is on this
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Don't Open Dead Inside named game.
yes.
Don't Dead Open Inside.
This is don't dead open inside.
Inside. Okay.
Yes.
Mock says, "What's the worst that can
Distracting
happen?"
me. Right. I'm assuming it was said professor was like someone that I knew when I was a wee lass. And I got really excited. I knew that he had been teaching, and I knew that he was in development with an idea, and this was like the last time that I talked to him, maybe like a year, 6 months prior when we were talking about my wedding. And when I found out more about Don't Dead Open Inside, which is not the
You
name
almost
of the game.
said it.
Don't Dead Open Inside? No, I didn't.
No, you almost said the actual.
I did not, actually. I did not.
Don't get it.
Alright, everybody's
Good,
gonna
good.
be like dismantling this
instigating.
recording, like finding
What did
clues.
Finn say? That's okay. If only this was a fringe episode and
Creating
during
intrigue. This is all part of the strategy.
absolutely.
Disclaimer: this podcast episode cannot be used in any legal or court battles in the near future.
Battles? Jesus. Don't come after me. Okay, no, but so that's how when
The city of
I wanted to
Disturbia.
set up this XP Share Spotlight specifically, I was originally looking to make it with the entire group of this particular game, and so
Mm.
when it kind of evolved a little bit more, there was a character, a young
A
wheelie friend
young
Oh snap!
creature.
creature.
I love them.
They're such a goblin.
They're
Um,
literally a goblin to me.
Literally a goblin.
We may or may not have gotten confirmation. A mock says, "I absolve Lou of any sins." They can say
Ah, you can say it.
it.
It's called Lost and Foundry.
Yeah.
Lost and Foundry.
Love it.
Like lost and found, but Foundry.
Foundry. I'm so excited. Okay. Thank you, Matt.
Oh my god, I can't believe I've been absolved of all my sins. That has like narrative weight to
Yeah.
Matt and I's bond.
I love how when you say I've been absolved of all my sins, and then your little character, your little goblin lights up, and it's like absolved of my sins.
So when can
I
you
feel like this
publicly
icon.
splurge about it?
We don't know that yet.
Not yet.
Not
We
yet.
don't know.
Alright. So we're not doing too much foreshadowing.
Not
Just a
yet.
little bit.
No, but
Not a ton.
so what can you tell me about our Whaley goblin friend? And
Our
a little
really
bit more about how
goblin
we met.
friend. So can I say their name? Can I say their name, good sir? Until I get an answer on that, I'm just gonna be pronouncing them.
Yes, we got a confirmation you are allowed to share
Okay.
Wheelie Goblin's name.
Their name is Vic.
Yay! I'm fine.
They're the goat.
They're the goat. Okay, so
I have no biases at all. It's not like I was dead lead on them at all.
no, but
Okay, so
excitedly, but Vic is the person that really caught my interest when I was talking to
yeah.
Mock. And one thing I happened to say in passing to Mock was, hey, if you ever want kind of the accessibility side or the disability advocate, safety, sensitivity, human person that is myself, give me a holler. And it was like, and he was like, yeah, I would love that. And so we met.
And you're in.
And well,
Yeah.
okay, but that's not it. But that's how you and I met, and that's
That's how we met, yeah.
that's how we met, and learning that the whole story, which I'm not gonna obviously share, for Lost and Foundry. I remember in the meeting with you after talking about Vic, I was like, please, please.
We also just
I
got
was-
confirmation to share art pieces if you have any.
Mock says, listening
Ooh.
to Lou avoid things is the highlight of my day.
Oh, stop. I'm trying so hard. I can't stop talking. I'm such a talker.
No, it's okay. We're doing great. We're doing
You sent
great.
your talkingest guy out to freaking do this.
But I wanted to interview as an artist, not just interview you for Vic, not just interview you for Deeper. I wanted to know more about Lou. And I didn't know before this interview that Avatar was, it was the business. It was the business. I mean, I get it though.
It's so. I love her. I really do, man. Okay. I'm trying to like math out how to not be a spoiler creature with them, but I feel like all right.
Well, we got the okay.
The thing
from
with Vic was
Mock
like
to also share some art, some concept art, and I believe
this is true.
Yes, and so I believe JDog is currently attempting to supply our viewers at home with some sneaky sneakies.
Oh, you guys have it? Okay.
Yes, it was provided by Almighty Mock on High.
Provide. Good.
So-
So you guys get to see the
Dark Lord
goblin,
mock.
right? The Dark Lord, or just the little.
They're I almost just they them Matt by accident.
Busted.
So this was my the earliest kind of, not the earliest, but the earliest I can't show because it has the rest of the cast. So this is for the viewers' purposes the earliest pass at Vic and their design.
It's not.
And we okay. Oh, it's not. Oh my god, I was looking at the wrong. Okay, my bad.
No, it's okay. You're looking at the preview. It's okay. We got.
Oh my
you.
god,
Oh, that's why I'm. Explains so much.
this is
I don't want to talk about it.
It's fine.
Oh, wow.
No, it's something.
oh, this is beautiful.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I'm scared.
Oh,
Oh,
Nico was worried that he was in a meeting. Busted, Nico. So the character that we're gonna attempt to show you here in just a second, when our technical difficulties have
Attempting?
been resolved.
there are no
Tempting.
technical difficulties. Okay, it's
Oh,
just.
I'm sorry. I'm so
Alright.
sorry. There are 0 technical difficulties.
No, yeah, this
This
is
is the
normal.
character that I met the whole team on, and this is how I met Lou. And Vic is arguably my favorite. There's
I guess we're
splash
just
art that
doing that.
Lou did of Vic, and I literally had it as my desktop background
Okay.
You did.
for
Okay,
like
here's
2
some.
weeks.
Oh
Okay.
my god. There
Yeah,
it is. We're up.
the Bay.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
so what can you tell
yeah.
us about Vic, the beautiful?
I fucking love them. So the earliest like kind of brief I got on the character was like them being like non-binary and them being in a wheelchair were like absolutely like core aspects of like their character. Their wheelchair more so, but like it all kind of ties together. They
Beautiful.
kind of have like this rocker like I feel hair metal vibes, but like just general like hardcore cool like rocker just take a shot every time I say it. Kind of vibe about them.
No, but
and
it's
also
it's
you know,
also very hair metal. I love it, and
I freaking love it.
honestly, all of it is just it vibed so hard with me. This exactly the same way that you're describing. It was like NB and disabled and
Mhm.
done sold.
So cool. I also what spoke to me
Absolutely.
personally, because I'm not in a wheelchair myself, but like their relationship to like their non-binary identity spoke to me because they're just like, I'm just Vic, bro. Like they have such like
just-
a nonchalance about it that like resonated with
Is
me, and I was
my
like, oh, I
gender.
think you're my favorite. Like I think you're really cool. Like
I just think it's the whole thing. I think the concept too that we saw in the previous photo, and not that I want to take away from the action sketches here, but I do really want to bring up the one that we've got on deck. Do the thing. Okay.
this was my rough color pass at splash art of them.
And the finished version of this is the one that was my desktop. Okay. But as someone who also decked out their own wheelchair, because if people are going to stare at it and if people are going to have a problem, not a problem with it, you're going to look. You're going to look,
Mhm.
you're going to look, and it's going to be it's going to be badass. Excuse me.
Gonna be
Um,
bitching.
It's going to be bitching.
The
And
earliest
ironically,
idea, yeah.
and ironically, Vic and I both used fire inspired wheelchairs. So my wheelchair is fire hazard.
So cool though.
That is my wheelchair's nickname, because when my chair is in the middle of, especially at my my apartment, if my chair is in my hallway, it's a fire hazard. No one can get out. but I'm always in the way in that thing, and so like I know it, so everybody else is gonna know it. So I get it.
Make
and
a bit out of it.
That's what also resonated a lot with me and Vic.
Mm.
And when I was brought in and I first met you, you and I vibed super fast
Absolutely.
and so fast. Oh
It's
my
funny
god, is
you
this
mentioned
the
fire too. That's the finished one.
That's the finished one.
okay?
Yeah, this is the finished splash art of them being really badass and kind of like just showing off their whole character, because another thing was like they're really into fantasy and like they play D&D. Specifically, they're a dungeon master. And I kind of
Absolutely.
got it in my head that they're like a schemer, like they're like a little sinister looking, like they kind of do like the Gendo Ikari, like fingers steepled together, like glasses
Yeah.
gleam, like
Oh, and you got the glasses gleam, and it
yeah.
absolutely suits them and their personality and their attitude. And honestly, Vic sold me on Lost and Foundry before I even knew anybody
Oh,
else. Um,
oh,
and
stop it.
but no, and I'm not going to spoil anything else. But all of the characters have such relatable aspects that I'm super excited moving forward for that too.
I think
Um,
they're a great part of the group dynamic. I enjoyed designing them so much, and like like their chair was like a fun challenge too, because like it was something I wasn't as familiar with in terms of character design, and like
right,
initially the plan was to have like a dragon on the back of the chair, and
right,
like it was gonna be so badass. It was gonna be like breathing fire and stuff, and then we kind of shifted it to like the hot rod flames and like the little like warhead like armrests. Like it metamorphosed into something that was really fun, and like I'm glad you were on the team to like kind of like give the input there, because like so valuable. So valuable to have. And like when you were like, I want this chair, I was like, oh,
yeah.
I did
I
it.
would, I would absolutely, I would
That was
get
the
married in that
ultimate
chair.
seal of honor. Get married in it.
I would get married in Vic's chair.
Greatest honor of all time.
Yeah. Let me just bust that out. Let me call Vulpin Props real quick and be like, "Hey, can I drop like 50K? Can you make me this chair in the next 26 days? Thanks.
No big deal.
No big deal." Um, so was designing Vic, because the Vic is the one that we can talk about. Was designing them besides the chair a challenge for you overall?
I don't think so.
No.
Honestly, just because like I had it in my I was very specific about it in my head. I had like my own little rule set for it where I was like, I want like they're like I almost just like AGAB. Like they're like assigned gender at birth. Like I
Yeah.
never know how to like say those words. Like I want it to be ambiguous. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like they're Vic. Like it does not matter. Who care? Like I wanted it was fun like kind of achieving like a fun genderful little like androgyny with them, and like giving them like the big spiky hair. Like I had like a system in my head, and it was a lot very unconscious in the moment, but now I'm looking back on it and I'm like I was definitely thinking about like shapes and how to like balance out these like quote unquote gender traits to give them like a really like
Andro.
ambiguous
Yeah.
feel. And I don't know, it's very important to me. I don't know. I always liked Vic's approach to their identity, and I wanted that to reflect in their design and have it resonate with me there too.
Absolutely, and especially since you identify as gender non well, I mean non-conforming to the binary
Non-binary.
gender, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's something that you had a lot of input on that direction too. It's like
Mm.
so I think together it really makes for a stellar component and a stellar
Mhm.
personality block. Um,
Right. Like we joke that they would call themselves like the Terminator.
oh, absolutely.
Like that they're like, "Oh yeah, well bro, I'm like a fucking cyborg. Like don't even like."
Okay, so if there's
Basically.
achievements for this game ever, that needs to be one of the names of theirs is just the Terminator. um, well, I'm excited to see more of Vic and have them come to life and see all of
Yeah.
their cool move sets and actions and abilities and see how they interact with the rest of the Squid Squad. And I'm
Animation thanks.
excited Yeah, right? I'm excited to see what it looks like in 6 months. I'm excited to continue to just watch it develop, like, right before my eyes, so I'm really excited.
Right?
Excited to continue to work more with you, Lou.
I'm
Um,
excited too.
it's funny because 'cause I'm looking at, like, our little notes here, right? I went out of order. I said, "Heck it." My bad.
Oh, I
So,
know you did.
yep,
I rolled with
I
it.
cool, because I don't pay attention. No.
Solve the topics. We're good.
Right? It's fine. It's totally good. Um, so want to start wrapping up, right? I'm doing
Mhm.
good. I'm being a good host and staying on time.
Oh, look at you.
Okay, I gotta know though. So you've designed and done a lot of concept. You've done uh production work. You've kind of seen the whole arc. You've been working with a couple of different teams. You're
Mhm.
working on your own portfolio as well.
Yes.
So I'd love to ask a really fun question of you. If you had to close your eyes
Mhm.
and no amount of money, technology, whatever, what does your ultimate video game look like? What would
Oh.
Lou sit down in and go, I'm never getting out of my chair. I am one with this game. I'm gonna plug in forever.
Oh man, I was thinking about this too on when I was looking at like the questions and like the topics. And I was really mad because if you asked me this like a year ago, I would have just described to you like Baldur's Gate 3. But now I'm gonna seem very unoriginal.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Something to
I'm gonna
aspire
seem
to.
really unoriginal now. Um,
Okay. So you really
I
want to
mean,
be
a
in a
version
in
of
a
that
D&D
where you
game.
have facial sliders.
Okay, facial sliders and you get to dual wield sausages? Like I don't
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
You get to
yeah.
smack people with
I
sausages.
feel like I have to describe something cooler now, and I've been like tortured all day thinking about it.
I'm sorry.
Been
Okay, maybe I can make this a
tortured.
little easier. Um or maybe significantly harder. We'll find out here on the
Oh,
next
actually, I just came up with one.
go. Do it. On the spot.
A good a good modern Vampire the Masquerade game. I'm talking like the works, like beautifully like written out side quests, fully customizable main character. You can pick from any of the 13 clans. Like the sky's the limit. You can like have like a nice fleshed out background that like impacts the game at certain story moments, a nice plot, perhaps some court intrigue. Like
Ooh.
I don't care. Like and also for it to be kind of stylized, like maybe a little telltale-ish, not like
Ooh.
triple A realistic. That's my hot take on Vampire. Like we need to stop moving towards photorealism. We need Vampire to look like Josh Timberg illustrations again. Like I'm so sick of you
That
guys. Not you guys. Like I'm talking about White Wolf.
that's okay. No, but thank you for that because that just made me really excited.
It
So
struck
when you
me
produce this game, you just
when I
let me know.
produce it. I'm on it.
Oh, done. All right. Well,
It'll
this
happen.
podcast is done. No, I'm kidding. Lou's busy. They have to go.
I
They
have to
just
go right
remembered they
now.
have a thing. And it's not this podcast.
I have to show up at White Wolf headquarters right now.
White now.
Right.
I accidentally just said white now. Um,
White
White wolf, white now.
White Wolf.
So I want to pull this picture in just a second. Don't do it yet.
Oh.
Don't do it yet.
Matt gave us permission?
Matt
Permission.
sent it to us. Yeah.
Saint Mock himself?
Saint Mock. So the Dark Lord Mock has blessed us with an image that in a few moments we'll tease for you guys. I'm gonna build this up for you though. That will tease for you guys. That's gonna show the fuzzy what it looks like without my glasses on images of the Squid Squad.
He blurred them.
Yeah,
That's so funny. I'm like Matt's like
not
sniveling
yet.
goblin court jester
No, I love it.
on this team. Like
Are you kidding me?
that's
I'm the
kind
one
of
that just
where
has
I'm
really
at.
bad jokes. You've at least done like work. I'm just over here going, "Hi guys, I'm showing up to be annoying. Let me
We
know when
got
I've got stuff to
No,
show
we love
you."
you for
we
it.
got
I
work
have
to
gestures
do.
to do.
So we're gonna reveal this. If not, hold on. The suspenders. Okay, I gotta leave you in suspenders. Um, Give me like 60 seconds. I got you. So, Lou, what can you preface?
Mhm.
So, you see the image that we have on deck here. What can you
Oh, I
preface
do.
about this image? What do you
What
want
am
to
I
tell
allowed to?
us?
They are a beautiful, beautiful cast of unlikely found friends, lost and foundry friends,
Lost and
um,
Foundry friends.
that are on a beautiful journey together.
Sweet.
They will find themselves, and they will find their, I don't know, their way home.
Way home. Story spoilers. Let's go.
Oh, I can say that's so generic. Can I say that?
I mean, home is where the heart is. We don't know where home is.
Exactly. What if their home is each other? What then?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a script here.
A script.
All right, I got you.
All
There
the
you go.
secrets.
Oh my
Let's
God.
go.
All right, here we go. So go ahead and fade this in while I tell you a story.
Oh, you're reading. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I got you. A Goonies-inspired side scroller set in the early 90s. 6 teenagers get strapped in an abandoned underground military facility and must work together to defeat the rogue AIs controlling the facility and solve the mystery of why the facility was abandoned. During their travels, the kids will deal with the loss each has faced in their life and maybe find who they are.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Bada bing!
Oh
That's it.
snap.
Ah,
Story
okay.
plot.
Ah, I'm so excited. Oh god, Lost and Foundry
oh my
is
God.
I'm
You-
so hyped.
You won't get this kind of content anywhere else. I guarantee it.
No.
Like Men's
No.
Warehouse.
A bunch of I guarantee it. Nowhere else will you see queers squealing about their game. I mean maybe. I don't know. I feel like finding out that Rebecca Sugar has been drawing again. So like
What?
just
What's she up to?
I think she just came back from like Uber hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
She was
Back
like,
for round 2.
and she was like, Steven Universe is in my brain hole. And we're like, excuse me. um, last couple of minutes here. Lou, what would you tell baby artists? What would you tell baby artists? Is there like the secret, like your portfolio is actually important or
Yes.
Please
So
don't put
it's
off your
frightening how
portfolio.
important it is.
What would
what
you
would I
tell the
freaking-
baby artist, the one that saw Avatar and goes, I want to do that.
Those guys are so cool.
Y'all rock.
Okay.
Do that.
What the frig would I tell them? So, for start, I would say like try doing everything and seeing what you like and taking note of it. Study yourself like a zoo animal.
But don't put yourself in a cage. Please go outside, touch grass.
No, don't be in a cage. Yeah, like study yourself like a wild animal. in natural habitat. Like you have to understand like what you like and what the sooner you can get a good idea of how long work will take you, the better. I'm still doing this. I think Matt can vouch for that in the chat.
Matt's like, no comment, I swear.
Matt's like, I'm not saying anything. I would say professionally, like knowing how long it takes you to do stuff and how much work it takes you to do stuff is crucial just for pricing. Even if you don't have an hourly wage, like just know like that like your time and your effort is worth something. Because I feel like everyone does like babies first undercharged commission, and like the sooner you get out of that, the happier you'll be.
Do it.
I still do it. I'll be so honest.
I do it with dog training. I undersell
so
myself so bad.
It's so bad. The frig else. I would say like
Try everything.
learn anatomy. Try everything is a big thing because like I really wouldn't have known pretty determinedly that I wanted to do video games because like yeah, I grew up like playing World of Warcraft with my mom and I wanted to do art like that, but like, you know, there were other options and I had to try them. And then I found out I didn't want to do, the comics industry for a living, but, I still find them fun. Like
That's
getting
important.
a good sense. Yeah. And like illustration was a great program because it was broad. So I got to kind of try out like book covers, posters, graphic design stuff, which I don't really care for, but that's okay. That's
To each their
okay.
own. To each
It's
their
not
own.
my cup of tea. Um
Well,
like editorial stuff. Like, just try different things and see what you enjoy.
yeah, no,
So cliche, but
I think it's great though, and I think that encouraging people to do that and hearing other artists say try stuff, do stuff is really important. And
huge.
that's like 90% of my show.
Like
Our
don't
show,
even worry
my
about
show
having
here.
an art style. Like don't even stress about that stuff. Art style is complete BS because like you could be if especially I feel like speaking from like the game industry is this it's especially important to like be able to just work in whatever the hell style works for what you're doing. Like I feel like especially with social media, people are so like stressed about having like a consistent page and like having you just consistency. And it's like honestly just like mess around. Like I was having my most fun like when I'm just like, I'm gonna try this out. Let's screw around. Let's try a completely different way of drawing people's faces. Like it's so not worth like stressing over like, oh, my page on Instagram isn't like, consistently colored or like yeah, consistency's lame. And social media can be a prison if you use it. That's why I don't use it very often, and I should probably get on that, but
Wise words.
Yes and no.
yeah.
Speaking of socials, if you have any socials, we are going to wrap up our lovely conversation, even though Lou and I could probably take up another 3 to 5 hours.
We literally could.
We
Flood
probably
them
could.
in the chat.
Yeah,
Whoopee.
right. Go ahead and chuck those over into our chat. We're going to drop our social plugs if you'd like to follow Lou
Oh,
on any of their stuff that they actually do post on, wherever that
what?
might be, Lou.
I on this at this point, I'm like dead. Like
Okay.
I could be somewhere. I could post my Twitch. What's where? Hold on, because I haven't had this open on Twitch because I'm a disaster. Oh, did you mean chat is in Discord?
No. To that
The
one.
Twitch thingy.
Yep.
Oh my god,
I mean, I could also
What?
post it too if you want to just throw it over.
that would be so nice. I mean, oh, I can't open the chat
Also,
up
if
and
you would
this silly little
like,
app.
we can get you a nice spot on the Designer Showcase channel if you want to start throwing shit in there for people's perusal.
This would be delightful.
Sweet.
Hold on.
Can definitely make it happen.
There we go. There's my Twitch. Luda Deals on Instagram and Twitter. That's where you can find me.
Yay! I haven't followed you
Love
on
it.
Instagram, so I gotta go do that. You know Justin's stuff. He doesn't need to post his. I'm kidding.
It's everybody. Come on, y'all know by now. J-Dogging everywhere. Shittiest streamer alive, but whatever.
Oh, stop! No. Compliment in the compliment jar before we drop off live.
$100 in the jar.
No. You have to put a compliment in the compliment jar because you had self-hate.
Always. I need to stream more at the end of the day. I just don't have the drive to, but
Yeah.
you're a pro streamer. Yeah, whatever.
Yodi.
Anyways, Twitter. It's pretty much just
Thank
Twitter and Twitch right now. Everybody chatter wants me to make an Instagram. Maybe I'll do that eventually. But the real
Chatter is
important
correct.
things is if you're not in the Discord yet for Crack Media, you should do so.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I know I said this last month, but I'll get on the website, I swear to God, at some point that's not making me rack my brain just thinking about it. But
We're
that's
getting there.
coming soon. Thank you so much, Lou, for joining us. It's great conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Nice to get a whole new world from somebody else. Don't sue me.
A whole new world.
It's fun
Okay.
to talk and have a
Oh,
nice
you just
discussion.
made it worse. Now they're gonna copyright us.
Yeah, the whole episode's gone. Sorry, Luke. No, I'm kidding. I'm excited, and I'm gonna be excited to have you back. And a handful of months here. So we'll call it second quarter.
yes.
Well, season 2. To
Season
check
2.
out where you are at with Quadratron and Deeper, and also to find out more information about Lost and Foundry.
Maybe we'll get a
Absolutely.
timeline next time. What? Who said that?
Oh.
It definitely wasn't J-Dog.
It wasn't. It
Of-
It
wasn't.
wasn't.
Direct that
Definitely
question to the skies above.
Yeah, no,
To
That's
Lord
a
and
question for
Savior
the Dark
Saint Mock.
Lord. The Dark Lord Mock has to say that. All right.
wasn't.
Thank you, friends, for joining us once more for an XP Share official spotlight episode. And I'm sorry that I missed actual episode 3, but we'll get there. And I love you.
No, it's good. It's good. We'll just sweep it under the rug. Lou, we will get you a channel in the Discord after I'm done with the bathroom. But until next episode,
Cool.
you guys are amazing. Thank you for chilling. Love y'all.
Of course. Thanks, friends.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Pin.